Cha, cha, cha. Igbo kwene. Oe. Cha, cha, cha. Igbo kwene. Oe. Cha, cha, cha. Igbo kwene. Oe. Abia kwene. Oe. Anambra kwene. Oe. Ebonyi kwene. Oe. Enugu kwene. Oe. Igbo kwene. Oe. Nigeria kwezuono. Hello, friends and families and loved ones. I welcome you again to my Igbo segment. My name is Mr. B.O., a full-fledged Igbo son and teacher of English language. I'm a general coach, not just in English language, but general issues that affect our lives in society, both Igbo tribe and non-Igbo tribes. Okay, now, today we are going to talk about a topic in Igbo language, and their translations in English. So the topic is called Mkpụrụ Ọnọdụ Okwu. Ọnọdụ Mkpụrụ Okwu. Ọnọdụ Mkpụrụ Okwu. Conditions of words. Ọnọdụ Mkpụrụ Okwu, meaning conditions of words. Okay. Now, there are words you hear in English. Most times when you want to write in your own language, you wouldn't be able to know what those words actually mean. You wouldn't know what you should use to, when someone says or tells you to write them in your language, you wouldn't know what they mean in your language. Okay, now I'm going to tell you what they mean when you hear them, their differences, okay? So that even in your own, since you're learning Igbo, you'll be able to know, because only core Igbos that are able, not just every Igbo, core Igbos that understand these words that I'm going to teach you today. So when you hear these words, even when somebody speaks Igbo, if you don't understand Igbo very well and when somebody speaks Igbo and includes any of these words, you'll be able to know what the person actually means. You may not understand other parts of the sentence, but that particular word, because most times you hear people, when they want to make a statement or write a sentence, they will include English and their own native language. They will join them together. But if you're observant, you'll be able to pick the English word there, or the English words contained there, which should be able to help you to know what the person actually means or what he or she wants to say. Okay, now I'm going to tell you some of those words. There are too many, but I just picked a few that we hear almost every day. Yes, they are used. You hear them, even in your own language, your own native language, which is not Igbo language. And you hear Igbo people, when they communicate, they equally include these words, in their communication. So these are the words. Number one, you hear but. But. We all know what but means. Yeah. Then you hear although. You hear however. Let's first deal with but and although. But we know B-U-T, that's but. Okay, and although. In Igbo, these two words are called mana. Me-a-ne-a, M-A-N-A. Me-a-ne-a, M-A-N-A. Me-a-ne-a, mana. That's what but and although mean. Okay. You can use but or although. There is, either of the two is correct. Okay. Now, the other one is you hear however. You hear some people, for example, someone will make a statement and say, if you don't pay your money before 15th of this new month, you will pay a fine or a surcharge. Then the statement has not, probably you will think that the person has ended the statement, they are trying to make. You will hear, however, if you pay before the due date, you get discount, or rather you get a discount. So you see, however, now that word, however, is something that kind of gives you some realization, or palliative, something that tells you, okay, the harsh condition being given to defaulters, this is something they should be proud, they should derive, have joy in. Okay, this particular statement here tells me that I'm entitled to this, or that, if I'm able to pay before the due date. Then the person might try to struggle to make the payment before the due date. So that, however, now in Igbo is called what? Utu sinadi, utu sinadi, utu sinadi, or you call it utuode. Okay, now they are, these two words are adverbs. So remember, adverbs are nkuwa, nkuwa. Okay, now let's move. Then you have something like nonetheless, nevertheless, in spite, in separate, in spite, in separate, spite separate, then of, in spite of. Then you have despite, you have regardless, you have notwithstanding, you have even though, even written separate from though, even though, then though. These words, nonetheless, nevertheless, in spite of, despite, regardless, notwithstanding, even though, are all called words. N'agbanyeghị, 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 n'agbanyeghị. Okay, that's what they mean. Now, you see words like except. What does except mean in Igbo? Ewezuga, except, ewezuga, ewepu. Okay. Now, you see the other one is called perhaps. You hear people usually say, perhaps I'll be there tomorrow. What that means is, you don't, perhaps it's not the same thing as maybe. Now look at it, look at the difference. Except, perhaps means eleganya. Eleganya. Okay. Now it's somehow not too certain. It's somehow less certain than maybe. Okay. Maybe in Igbo is called enwerike. Enwerike. Okay. That's maybe enwerike. Then perhaps is eleganya. So eleganya is less certain than maybe. Okay. Okay. So maybe in Igbo is called enwerike. Then in perhaps in Igbo is called eleganya. Okay. So these words here will help you. A lot of people, even the so-called Igbo natives, do not understand what these words mean. When they usually make use of them in their statements, in their speeches, but if you ask them to write their meanings, you see that we have problems with that. So these Igbo lessons that I'm trying to, propagate in this program on my channel, is not just for non-Igbos. There are Igbo people who also do not understand Igbo, who do not speak Igbo fluently. This lesson will also be of help to them. So, like I usually say, all these things require constant practice. So when you listen to a particular lesson, then you try to listen to it again. So by the time you keep doing that, you'll be able to understand what I have said there, or what I am saying in that particular lesson. So that helps a lot. Then if you find some difficulty, if there's any difficulty you find while trying to learn a particular episode or the other, please feel very free to contact me. Contacting me, you can do that via messaging box. You can see the message. There's where they have message. You can leave your message there. It's usually a space or provision for messages. Leave your message or messages there. Once I see it or they, I'll be able to deal with them concisely I'll do all I can to make sure you understand Igbo language. It's a promise that I've made. I'm committed to fulfilling that promise. But all I need from you is constant practice. Okay, if there's anything you don't understand, feel free to ask questions. Don't think if you ask a question, people will laugh at you. No, what you don't know it until you know it. So for you to know it is to ask someone who knows it better than you do. That's all for now. All right, guys. When we meet some other time, we'll be talking, about something interesting, something as interesting as what we, have done today. All right, guys. Yeah, let's meet and do have a lovely evening. Bye bye. Sleep well.